Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 Settlement Building. In today's video, I have a completely unmodded build for you guys, and it is a boat, and I would have never thought of this idea, so thank you so much to the user pictures below. This ended up being perfect for my character, perfect for what I'm doing right now in the game, and it's just all good, so thank you. Coming on to here, I should probably let you guys know, I use items from all the DLC, so you're going to need to have all that stuff to be able to do this. Plus, I am pretty good with the rug and cement glitches, so that is completely how I put most of the pieces to this boat together. This is a lot of glitching and a lot of making things look like they actually work when they really don't. So right here I just have the main deck area. This would be where anybody would be hanging out if they were members of the crew, because this is kind of like a pirate-esque, wasteland-esque boat. You know, in the wasteland they know half information, so you don't really have to research things before you build, and then you can use that as an excuse. That's what we're doing here. So this is the main area of the ship. I really like this a lot. I think it's nice, it's small. I didn't want to make this crazy big. I didn't want it to seem like a cruise ship. Coming inside here, you can see her Brotherhood armor, her Brotherhood flag. I just have all this stuff in here because she's pretty quirky, she's pretty weird, she's kind of into strange stuff, so I picked all the stuff that I thought a kind of weird person would have in their house, and I put a lot of that in her room here. A lot of stuff is getting repetitive because I have the same items, the same junk items, so special announcement, I have an Xbox now with mods. We'll talk more about that later. Coming up here, I have my second in command. Is it Deacon? Is it an armor rack? Who knows? So he's kind of like leading the ship right now for me. She is also pretty insane, so it's questionable whether or not that she thinks this armor rack is a real person. It might even be her boyfriend. We're not really sure about that. So they just have like jet, chems, a dick doll, everything they need for a good day out on the water. And coming back down here, you can just see I put some turrets on the side of the boats, mostly because cannons weren't going to work with this size of the build that I wanted to do. I wanted this ship to be a pretty small size, so I couldn't really put cannons on unless I wanted that to be a vast majority of the floor space out there, and I didn't really want that to be how I had to go about it. Coming down here, I have the basement area, and I think this place is really, really cool. There is one issue with it though, you can't walk forward anywhere. So I had to actually glitch myself into the floor to build this. So yeah, that was a bit of an interesting endeavor. But I can't actually use any of these containers down here or anything. If you wanted to do containers that you could build closer to yourself, if you were going to build a boat like this, you just bring them closer to the stairs so that you can still use them. Because anything that's in grabbing distance from here, you can actually use. So if you can see, like over here, it was pretty important to me to be able to sleep in the bed. So I have the bed in distance where I can use it to actually sleep, and that's going to make this functional as well as just a place with lots of decoration. Moving on to check out the rest of the boat, we are just coming right back out of her room onto the main deck, which really is a pretty cool little area. I want to show you guys how it looks from the outside. So this is the view from the outside. I think it definitely looks like a boat. I think it definitely looks like it's sitting on the water the right way, the right length, which was really something that I was worried about. I didn't want it to be too high off the ground, too far underneath, because if it was too low, the water actually goes into the boat. And if it's too high, it looks like it's a floating ship in space. So I didn't really want either of those things. So it took me a few tries. I used a concrete floor piece and picked the exact spot where I wanted the boat to sit. I had to adjust it a few times. Eventually, I put the boat on it, and it worked perfectly. And you can see like the floor piece right here, but you can't even see where I have the concrete underneath. So that worked out really well. I used like 3 pieces of concrete, and then I could delete 2 of them, and then there's one of them just like sitting somewhere, but I just couldn't reach it. I wanted to really show how like you can see the little tiny pieces of like the water going underneath the boat. Do you see how it's like going through? I wanted that, so I couldn't have it too high up either. I mean, I think this place looks even cooler when it gets a little bit darker. You can see how the lights really shine and make everything look all nice and set up, and I think that's a really cool thing that it does. With that being said, that is the last of this build. It's a pretty small build, but I jam-packed it with as much as I could. I wanted it to be something that was detailed, actually pretty boat-looking, so I hope you guys think it looks like a boat. I think it looks like a boat. I like it. Before I go, I am converted. It finally happened. I have an Xbox. I couldn't wait for the mods any longer. I was too excited to play mods, to show you guys on this channel, to have new content to give you guys, and I couldn't. I had to do it. I had to go for it, and so I'm an Xbox person, but I also want to make it so that I can show you guys all sorts of crazy stuff and show you guys mods that you can use that you'd probably like a lot too, because let's be honest, most people have mods. I still plan to do unmodded builds when it comes to like furniture and stuff. I want to know, do you want to see all modded videos? Do you want to see a mix of unmodded and modded? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!